everyone, Nickel Noodles here, back at it again with Don't Eat the Cashier. And if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I suggest you should go watch it so you know what the story is about so far and who the characters are. So, let's jump right into this. Let's go! The creature steps inside. Good evening, ma'am. A low, rumbling bass, surprisingly calm and friendly. Can I pet you? Ma'am? I'm not sure I understood you correctly. You want to pet me? He awkwardly shifts from paw to paw. That's very unexpected and of course flattering, man. Don't get me wrong, but I'm kinda on duty. Tracking the supernatural. He looks around nervously. Alright, you can. Just a little. I still have important business. I reach out and pet him. The fur is warm and soft and thick. I immediately feel a low vibration. The werewolf is quietly, silently purring. At first, it's barely noticeable movement, but then his short, fluffy tail starts to wag slowly but confidently from side to side. He's a good boy. A very, very big but good boy. He deserves praise. I'm the Princess Mononoke of this gas station. Although David doesn't seem thrilled, I pull my hand back. Thank you, ma'am. It's been a while since I've been. Anyway, thank you. So, getting back to the purpose of my visit. Apologies for the sudden intrusion. Edward, you can just call me Eddie. We're chasing down a certain pest. You haven't seen a vampire around here by chance, have you? You know, young, a bit scruffy, wearing a leather jacket. Have we guys, seen someone who's a vampire? I don't know, Eddie. I don't know. You see, here's the story. One of our packs nearly took out the vampire slayer and is offering a few hours ago. It was a tough battle. We suffered losses. We tried to track them but found one of them. Well, more like a pile of ash where he once laid. It seems one bloodsucker off the other when he was weakened. Their family values are quite lacking. It seems patricide has occurred. David didn't tell me anything about it. Probably that's why he had all those questions about vampirism. He was trying to get advice on where to go next after killing his creator, but in a completely idiotic way. You see, man, vampires are parasites on the body of our society. They drink blood like mosquitoes, but unlike mosquitoes, they kill their victim by draining them dry. They languish in boredom with their mortality, thus destroy human destinies by playing with them, torment them, and derive a semblance of pleasure from their suffering. They are devoid of true feelings. I look at David, devoid of any feelings. He's shaking all over. So I would be extremely grateful for any help. Oh no. Wait, hold on. These options are not the greatest. Blackmail David. Grab. Can I save? I'm gonna just save just in case. Okay. I want to choose to leave David away, but I do need a tip too, because look at the money jar is not doing so good. I don't want David to. I don't want to do this. Okay, let's go for it. That bastard threatened me 5 minutes ago, and now he's small, trembling, and helpless. He's my bastard. I'll force a smile and say I haven't seen anything. A quiet, peaceful night. Andy examines me closely. He's probably catching his faint scent of blood, but my call to meet it throws him off. Strange. Well, okay. If he shows up, just give a whistle. We won't far away from here. Good night, ma'am. The werewolf goes off to his important wolf business. David crawls out from his hiding spot. You could have turned me in. He stares into my eyes as if trying to peer into my soul and understand what it's made of. And that would have been the sensible decision. But I'm glad you're not one of those sensible ones. David says this with genuine relief in his voice. He's grateful to me and now doesn't quite know what to do with that gratitude. He clears his throat awkwardly. So, what's the answer to my question? What would you do if you were a vampire? His gaze reminds me of a lost fighting dog without a master. He's restless and can't find his place. What an advisor he picked. May the Lord help him. Okay, let's see what are these options. Let's see. I guess this one? I've touched something deeply personal. His lack of education, his unrealized dreams. It's a dangerous territory. Perhaps before me stands a great unrealized astrophysicist or the next Mozart. Saxophone? Seriously? You want to play the blues? David laughs, but the laughter quickly fades. I reminded him that he can now become whoever he wants, break free from the usual tough guy routine. Okay, I'll think about it. Forget the saxophones. Always wanted to learn guitar. Hooray! Rock vampires. Here, take it for buying a saxophone. David is about to turn around and leave when he suddenly stops. He pulls a crumpled piece of paper from his pocket, scribbles a number on it, and leaves it on the table next to my hand. But just as I reach for it, his hand covers mine, pressing it to the table. His skin feels cold, rough from barely visible scars and blisters. This grave-like chill sharply contrasts with the warmth of my own hand. I feel a slight tingling like static electricity. Call me if you need a ride from work. I've got a couple ideas for what we can do before dawn. See you. David says goodbye and leaves. The gas station sinks into absolute silence. Well, that was quite an interesting encounter. I really could have turned him in, but I didn't want to. I'm gonna hang the drawing on the wall. Of course I would. For someone as obsessed with ass-related threats, surprisingly his hands were quite skilled. Now I have a date invitation from a guy who wanted to make me his dinner half an hour ago. I survived another visitor. It seems I'm getting used to this job. Wiping off the sticky residue, hoping it would be just spilled soda from the counter. I suddenly hear a crunch from the gravel outside. Hooves? This is definitely not another vampire. The stranger leans against the counter, trying to look casual, but the way his tail twitches betrays his nervous tension. Hi. He clears his throat. Hello, babe. My name is Victor. Aren't your parents pirates by any chance? What are these options? Oh my goodness. Let's try this one. I took his awkward attempt at flirting and made it my own. Now I'm the captain of this ship, since I am the true descendant of the pirates. Victor nervously taps his hoof on the floor. No? His face instantly lights up, so much so that his ears are smoking, it seems. Thank you. He shuffles his foot. Miss, actually, I wanted to give you a compliment. I mean, to flirt. Victor makes a vague gestures with his hands as if trying to describe a complex mechanism that just exploded. It was all supposed to go completely differently. You were supposed to blush and giggle, and you broke it all. So he believes this was really supposed to work on real life people. His face is burning. Victor takes another deep, frantic breath. His stomach is growling so horribly. I hope this guy is okay. Is it really that bad? I mean, is my flirting technique really that terrible? Yeah, it's good this one. This might be the best compliment he's ever heard in his life. Probably the only one. You liked it? His voice mixes surprise, disbelief, and a shy glimmer of joy. I'm glad you like awkwardness, because I have plenty of it. You probably noticed. Right off the bat, is it really written on my face? Actually, I initially chose this tactic to charm you, miss. Of course, everything went according to plan. He coughs shyly, mumbles something to himself. Then he shifts his gaze back to me. Actually, miss, I'm here to inquire. He doesn't get to finish. We have a visitor. She stands next to the counter, clicking her mandibles impatiently. 2 packs of Browsy, a pack of screaming cheese, and a bag of fairy fingers, darling. By the way, your gas attendant is a real sweetheart. It's frightening to imagine what my invisible colleague looks like. He hasn't even bothered to say hello. And hurry up, I need to rush. I have a lot of work waiting for me today. I'm starting to pack the order at the same time this incubus awkwardly tries to hit on the lady, and I thought we had something special. Apparently failed. Casanova decided to try his luck on his new victim. Wow, you seem so busy and cool, man, and you must have a very wonderful job. She starts clicking her mandibles energetically, producing buzzing sound that vaguely resembles laughter. Wonderful. Oh yes, wonderful. Wonderful for those who don't like to eat, sleep, or see the children grow. Really the best job in 9 worlds. Speaking of children, Victor barely recovers from her sarcasm when the lady immediately pulls a wallet out of her bag and unfolds it. Over and over again. It seemed endless. This is Google. He has his father's mandibles. Victor gazes into the abyss, and the abyss gazes back, revealing baby pictures. The seduction attempt has failed again. Like any mother, Lady Mantis loved her children, considered it her sacred duty to tell passing incubus about them. This is Google. He's in his real phase right now. He peers his mandibles, can you imagine? He makes such a racket when he eats. The image of the larva in the biker jacket makes me sort and reminds me of David. This is Gigi and Gaga. They're still larvae, but already so talented. What talents can larvae have? They just lie there and eat. I do too, though. Wait, don't think about that. You have very beautiful children, man. All 20 of them incredibly cute. That's just the first wallet. Um, kind of want to see how this goes. I don't know why. I only hand over the order when she starts talking about how sensitive her digestive tract is. By that point, Victor himself starts to look like a weary father of 40 tiny little pests. His conscience or indecision prevented him from fleeing into the night crying. His suffering seemed to stretch on endlessly until the lady finally left the store with her purchases, thanking the incubus for the pleasant conversation. Though to be honest, he couldn't even get a word. He might have squeaked something pitiful between her tales of diapers and poor history grades. Victor turned to me with a tortured look. I will never talk to people. To monsters, to insect monsters, animals. Never ever. No way. He muttered this, barely audible to himself. All demons these days, how quickly he gives up. And she didn't even get to pull her third wallet. The lady left little tips. Probably all her money went to her children. Victor suddenly remembers he came here to buy something. However, my visitors rarely recall that. I need a book. Victor scans my stinking supernatural realm of discount rot and chocolate bars. It's a guide for, well, you know, succubi, incubi. I can't remember what's it called, but I've definitely heard something about that. Could you take a look? It's definitely not for me. It's for my less experienced friend, because I'm, employee of the month in my layer. He didn't specify he was the worst or the best employee of the month. Well, life force harvesting for dummies, or something like that. I heard him mumble quietly to himself. Such a shame, I should have just stayed home and rewatched Evangelion for the 10th time. I'm heading to the storage room. Just a few hours before I was rushing around here looking for blood for a very hungry monster. Now all these vials, eyes, and tentacles seems less ominous. A gigantic dead moth lies on top of one of the boxes. Or perhaps it's just very tired. I'm rummaging through this book section, deep in between baboon metaphysics and limits of your patience, of your dead servants. I find the desired volume. I came back with the storage room holding this forbidden, mind-bending treatise titled Everything You Wanted to Know About Demons and Everything You Didn't Want to Know About Them. Wow, this is definitely better than those PDF guides from various sites for, oh, never mind who. Clearly not for the whole family. Let's study it? Yes, it would be very unusual if he just paid, tipped, and moved along. I expect too much from this life. But in fact, this will be an entertaining educational lesson. It surely won't be unnecessary. And the guy looks like those pictures are enough to make him faint. The sooner this is over, the sooner I can send him on his way. We find a cozy spot next to the counter, and I pull the grimoire closer. I open the book, and the pages, yellowed and brittle with age, release a cloud of dust and indecent, horrifying images. Incubi, the nature of this tempting rogue hooves of desire. Tempting rogues, oh, that's me. Yes, definitely me. Hooves are just like mine. You have no idea how awful they cluck, especially on tiles. When you sneak to the fridge at night, the whole house wakes up with you. Everyone thinks there is a big, clumsy cow living in your apartment. What? No! It says here, it says incredible chilling horror. I don't invoke horror at all. I'm the one who's constantly horrified by all these interactions with others. If I were reported as a sleep paralysis demon, I'd be the monster in the closet that never comes out ever. Only if you're not into sleep paralysis, monster, are you? hang on, let me read that again. Only if you're not into sleep paralysis, monsters are you. Am I into sleep paralysis? I'm gonna cut this out. Let me go back. Only if you're not into sleep paralysis, monsters are you? I don't drink that many energy drinks at all. Like, I rarely do. Um. Ooh, oh. Well, if there's a free closet or space under the bed, just call me, babe. Boy. Oh my god. Okay. He raises his eyebrows slightly, or maybe he's having a nervous spasm, one thing or another. Victor turns his attention back to the book and runs his clawed finger down the lines. Incubi, appreciators of the vibrant hues of the soul. They draw power not from blood or life force, but the pure potent energy of mortal emotions. Although a refined bouquet of positive emotions is preferred ambrosia, what a fancy word. A practitioner can also sustain themselves with more coarse, fickle energies of negativity. Despair, horror, and humiliation provide a quick, albeit unpleasant rush of power. It's no wonder that now, after an argument with someone in the comments, I feel like I've eaten a few raisins. Judging by the expression on his face, he clearly isn't cut out for horrors and humiliations. His limit is probably arguing on 4chan. Also kind of source of horror and humiliations, but it's a bit different. An incubus can a bit less frequently form a symbiotic connection by feeding off a single consenting mortal vessel. A mortal vessel, in turn, can absorb some power from the incubus, among other things like immortality. Wow, this sounds like a decent deal. I certainly always have plenty of emotions. Mostly hatred for the fact that to earn money, you have to work a whole mountain of raisins for Victor, or whatever he called it. What a relief, just of one person. The thought of having to chase after a whole bunch of strangers makes me feel sick. Yeah, totally, I understand you. It's even harder to deal with clients like me. Communication is already a horror show itself, and then you add little horrors with vampires and ghosts. Just a nightmare. He looks at me with sympathy. He feels sorry for me. I don't even know how to react to that. Trying to understand what people want from you is quite the challenge. It's like trying to play a game with its rules changing every 5 seconds. As someone has to turn off their screen and you're paralyzed. Basically, yeah, I completely get you. Victor flips through the Grimmer, reading the chapter titles. Techniques of rogue seduction. Juicy emotional juices. Using Lapis's what? Lapis's energies for thermographical purposes. I don't even want to know. I just want to not starve without energy and maybe pay my rent. I don't need to be the lusty cousin of Doctor Strange. His finger jabs at the random chapter title, somewhere in the middle. Love letters. It seems completely irrevocable, outdated, especially that part about carrier pigeon colors. Love letters? Who writes love letters anymore? This applies to text messages now, right? But this is a good start. Let's work on this before moving on to more complex seduction methods. He pulls out a pen from somewhere a cheap ballpoint with a little cat anime charm on the end. I hand him a grease-stained napkin like everything in this rotten place. The book says convey aching adoration and a hint of forbidden desire. Victor starts scribbling something on the napkin. Maybe something like this? Um... Let's do that. Yeah, I guess this isn't really the most aching thing in the world. He takes the last greasy napkin from me and starts drawing again. How about this? Will you marry me? And a funny kitty. Wonderful. The lonely pain-filled tear is like a cherry on top. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna check it. Can I check it? Victor's mind is now on a blue screen of death. This probably means the picture turned out well, right? With a trembling hand, he takes the drawing from himself. If my client gets a heart attack, Bob will probably kill me. Victor continues to flip through the book, recognizing the desires of the vessel. He scans the few lines of the text. It's all about observing subtle hints, interrupting body language, and engaging in candid conversation to uncover the special nature of the mortal carnal desires. He glances at me. What does Vessel Nickel want? I honestly, this one I hear. I want this. He furrows his brows sympathetically. A shadow of his own soy jack me illuminate existence in there. Yes, I understand. Well, there's a chapter on how to use someone's anxiety. Sometimes conversations help too. Not like proper therapy, I suppose, but still. Not that I know anything about proper therapy. In any case, one can always become a source of relief. A constant, reliable source of relief. Or at least take out your trash. Sometimes that's the most titanic burden to bear. Just don't look at me like that. Don't say, sometimes I'm the kind of trash that needs to be thrown out. That's not true. What? No, I would never. Would I? We continue to study this villainous seduction battle. The art of verbal seduction and subterfuge. To his surprise, Victor finds no mention of the fact that private compliments work on living people. We examine the first paragraph where words are labeled as keys to the treasure chest of the heart, and flattery is described as a powerful aesthetic for the ego. It's very dramatic, but the main idea is quite simple. Say nice things, don't say unpleasant things. This is definitely outdated. If I tell someone that his eyes are doubled gateways to the champs of Elysius, I'll definitely get sprayed with pepper. And this, good lord, when I kiss you, I tremble like a paralyzed beggar. How does that even work? No, that's too much even for me. Victor clears his throat. His gaze slides over me, trying to latch on something particularly attractive of my appearance. You have very elegant ear shape. Come here. You're adorable. Honestly, no problem. I mean, really, they have a very elegant curve, aesthetically pleasing. 11 out of 10 on the ear attractiveness scale. Years on my head are 11 out of 10. Will there ever be a happier day in my life? He takes a deep breath, gathering his courage for another compliment. For a while, he tries to find a foothold to latch onto, but he can't seem to find the words. You are a very multifaceted person. You combine so much. I don't know how exactly to describe it. He lets out a quiet chuckle. But I like that you're unpredictable. A lot of stress, of course, but it's incredibly fun. Now my unpredictability is a source of stress for someone else. How wonderful! Gee, great, thanks. That's something I wanted to hear. I'm sorry, baby, but... Well, the one doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? From the look on his face, he rather choose immediate desperation over this awkward social interaction. But he's generally pondering how to improve his approach. It will definitely be something more inventive next time. Maybe even surprise the compliment about the ears. Despite everything, he starts to relax and probably beginning to feel more comfortable around me. I would have never thought a monster could have struggled with discomfort from interacting with mortal soul, not the other way around. Another chapter. How to be a mirror. I didn't know we could change. Oh, it's a metaphorical. The text describes principle of mirroring, subtly borrowing mannerism, speech patterns, and even express opinions of the victim to create sense of closeness and understanding. The path of resistance to gaining mortal attachment. Oh no, what about all the stuff about just be yourself and everything will work out? My mom lied to me, didn't she? With similar interests, what do ordinary people like? Football and the weather? Definitely not anime Dark Souls. Discussing the brilliant soundtrack of Silent Hill with people is a bad idea for sure. Alright, practice. The book says that practice is the key to success. Victor lifted his gaze to me. Play along with it, please, like we just met. Beautiful mortal soul, I have appeared to you in half-dreams so many times, but I've decided to find you in reality. I won't let you go easily this time. Even though those words aren't the most elegant, there's something supernatural about them. I still begin to feel a pull. A shiver runs down my spine. Oh. Shy. He moves closer. His movements became suddenly smooth and eerily graceful. The words of this creature now speaks bypass my mind and penetrate through into something primal parts of my brain. I play wrong, but the part of me realizes this isn't entirely the game. A mortal being, and he's a demon from hell who came for my wretched soul. I know this is strangest mortal. That's wrong. It's a forbidden fruit, but doesn't that make it all sweeter? Oh no, the last remnants of reason within me protest. Oh yes, everything else replies. I'm leaning into him, my whole body, eager to hear the last forbidden, incredibly sensual. Ow, damn it, my leg just cramped. A resonant hum abruptly cuts off. We're back into the little gas station. Sorry, I couldn't hold that seductive pose for more than 10 minutes. But it seemed like we're doing pretty well, right? What is even that thing? He's flipping through the checklist a bit longer before letting out a sigh. His stomach growls again. It seems like he could use an emotional snack. I think we covered all the important stuff. I suppose it's time to wrap up things. He starts to rise from the floor. Wait! I told you, but promise you won't laugh. I promise, baby. Relief, relief washes over his face. Yes, wonderful. Accidentally sold my soul in the dark net. Boy! Hold on. He holds a dramatic pause. Go on. Fuck, what an idiot I was. I dropped out of college back then because of constant stress. Moved into the dining dump and barely left my apartment. I was scraping by with some freelance work. I've talked about sometimes I chat with various anonymous folks on 4chan, people without names, gender, or age. And then I stumbled on a stupid ad. What did I have to lose? Definitely not a demon. 7566. In the chat offered me a chance to escape loneliness. Later, after I turned into this creature, he told me he did it for laughs. He left no instructions, just wrote, "Get good," in the chat and deleted all context. He was curious to see if I could handle it. His chance to escape loneliness turned out to be putting me in an incredibly deadly situation. He lifted his eyes to me. The memory is fresh grown for him. Before I can respond, he jumped up from the floor. But I've already wasted enough of your time. He clops his way to the counter. Well, to be honest, I didn't really understand much. Those chapters were so strange. He lets out quiet chuckle. You know what? It was great. I hadn't had this fun in a while. I think I even ate properly, finally. Positive energy. I mean, thanks for the lunch. I'm not sure if I need to pay for that too, but I'll leave some money just in case. His tail twitches awkwardly. I haven't really interacted with people since college killed my will to live. It felt strange not to feel like an idiot around someone. Thank you very much. He tosses some money to the jar and takes a deep breath and adds, and maybe someday we could, well, hang out together, not as a lesson, but play some silly games like friends. Come on, friends. Let's do it a date. Baby, I want you. A date? His tail starts wagging. His tail starts wagging wildly, knocking over 3 bags of chips and a can of soda and a bottle of gloomy tea. I'm in, of course, I'm ready. He struggles to rein in the flow of enthusiasm and takes a frantic breath. Oh, see you then. Goodbye. Bye, Nickel. Good luck with your shift. It was nice to meet you. He's so cute. Ah, I think he's my favorite character in this game. Oh my god. The gas station returned to silence, broken by the hum of refrigerators and my own too loud thoughts. So Crazy God, a vampire dog, and a shy incubus walked into a gas station. Sounds like a start of a really bad joke. My life is a joke, just great. I just wanted to pay my bills. I didn't sign up for interdimensional quarrels and therapy lessons for the undead. But on the other hand, I wasn't eaten, and I wasn't into pieces of furniture. By the standards of this night, that's a resounding success. I cautiously glanced at the bottom door. There was a gurgle humming like a giant gruntled computer tower working inside. The clock on the wall indicated it was the end of my shift. With a sigh of relief, I began closing up the plate. Finally, I walked to the front door, inserted the key into the lock, and was about to turn it when suddenly... Organism! I jumped in place, nearly dropping everything. Organism, your performance has exceeded all my algorithmic prediction by 47.3%. You're not just an organism, you're efficient, flawless machine generating currency. I am feeling emotion of your kind described imaginable pride. If you keep up the good work, the possibility of receiving 25% bonus would not become hypothetical but quite real. Go, organism, restore their energy resources and return for further exploitation. What a relief. He vanished as suddenly he had appeared, leaving nothing but ringing silence behind. I stood for a few seconds, processing what I heard. Then I slowly turned the key in the lock. Click. First shift completed. I survived. And now I can do anything, which means... What is the third option? I'm gonna turn into the store to Bob and... Can I save? Let me just save. Let me save. Return. Okay, let's go Victor. Hello, Victor. Is he available? Victor promised to come faster than the wind. True to his word, when his car pulled into the parking lot, he nearly knocked over a trash bin. My bad. It's an old, well-maintained car. Clearly inherited from his grandfather. Inside it's warm and smells nice. His apartment is exactly imagined. A bit cluttered but cozy. And soon I get him usually by the very first boss. Victor sitting next to me laughs. It's not that you're bad at this, as you say. It's just that I'm a nerd when it comes to a whole lot of free time. His fingers glide effortlessly over the buttons. I felt at ease. For the first time in a long while. No fear, no tension. Just the two people playing video games. He freezes for a second and blush appears on his violet cheeks. He coughs awkwardly but doesn't pull away. Instead, he gently leans his head toward mine. Neko, you've made me so happy in just one evening, and I'll do everything I can make you happy. I close my eyes listening to the quiet clicking buttons. An Incubus partner. My partner is Incubus, and he's better at Souls-like game than I am for now. Something very interesting is definitely happening with my life. Oh, wow, did we finish this? Unbelievable. Okay. That is amazing. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this game. The characters, the story. I really liked it. Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed this too, as much as I did. I didn't expect it. That ending. I mean, well, I know I was the one who chose Victor. I mean, he got to me. I don't know. Well, this was Don't Eat the Cashier. I finished my first shift and it went well. And I'd like to thank you guys for following along with the series. And if you want me to play this again, to go with like the other character routes, I don't mind it. But for now, this is where we'll end off. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a very, very nice evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are. Stay awesome. Goodbye.